Oh, we've got the gun.
So papunta po tayo ngayon sa loob ng castle. Titignan natin. Hello. Good afternoon. Can we just get in?
You can wander around on your own, or we can give you a little short guided tour.
Yes, please. And history?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Is it alright if we have
Yeah, of course. We'll start out here.
Yes.
A lot of the history is out here.
Okay.
So, it's technically a fortified drum keep.
Alright.
A castellated wall all around the outside. So the wall goes up and down like the roof there.
Okay.
That enables us to call the whole site a castle. But this is technically a fortified drum keep. It is a circular building purely to house cannon and protect this stretch of waterway. This is the third after Sydney and one other who I can't remember. And Henry VIII thought, because he'd upset Europe so much by divorcing his wives, changing the religion of the country, beheading them, he thought that Europeans would want to invade England and take it back to Catholicism. So he decided he would protect this stretch of waterway because he thought this was very vulnerable. So he built this castle, Pendennis Castle, here. But unfortunately, his artillery, the cannons that he had, could only get about 3/4 of the way across the estuary. So he had to build another castle on the other side. And if you look directly across, you'll see St. Maur's. Between the two dark bushes on the first bit of land, just to the left of the village there. So that you could get firing from both sides, your cannons would hit anything that came up here.
Oh, so that's so interesting.
So he didn't only just build this one, he built St. Maur's as well. They're similar, but they're not identical. Up there you've got his coat of arms. He liked to make sure everybody knew what he'd built. So you've got the Lion of England on the left and the Dragon of Wales on the right.
Yeah.
Because he was Welsh as well as English, so he had Welsh roots. Below that you've got a square hole where the captain, the man that lived in this section of the keep, had his board showing his coat of arms, and that would have been in there probably on a wooden board, probably painted in highly coloured all sorts of things, but unfortunately it hasn't survived. But Henry's, because it's carved in granite, has. And then you've got the drawbridge here. Now this was originally a wooden drawbridge, and it would have been connected via some cables over the two pillars through the slots you see in the wall there to the portcullis, which is this thing that you see hanging over the door. This crisscross device.
Oh yeah.
That's a portcullis, and that gets raised and lowered
Yes.
and stops anybody going
To get
straight in.
Yes, yes.
Now the wood on that has been tested by dendrochronology, which is the study of tree rings, so they can judge exactly the date that that was felled. And that was felled in 1700.
Whoa.
So that is the original portcullis.
Wow,
So
amazing.
come on in and we'll have a look inside.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So amazing. It's loads of history.
Certainly is.
Oh, even the door.
The doors are not original. These have been reproduced.
restored or renovated?
The flooring, all the wood has had to be repaired, yeah, because it just simply doesn't last.
Yeah.
But everything else is all original.
Wow, so amazing. What they did before.
So this is the lower gun deck. There would have been cannons standing in each of these alcoves, pointing through the glass in the window. There wouldn't have been glass in it, it would have been just a hole, and there would have been a board which flapped down to cover it at night to keep it fairly warm in here. In each alcove you've got a hole here in the side, which is where they stored the cannonballs. They would have the cannon standing here, it would be anchored to the far wall through a massive beam going in those holes there, just to stop when it recoils, to stop it firing backwards. And you would have had barrels of gunpowder, wadding, all sorts of things lying about. Everything they needed to make for a start, if all these cannons were fired. And also incredibly dirty, because they're messy things, they're not nice clean armaments. The ceiling and the floor above has all been replaced, so it simply doesn't survive. If you'd like to go up these stairs here and have a look around the floor above, you'll see some of the cannons in situ, and my colleague here will tell you all about that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very
You're
much.
very welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're very
Thank you.
welcome.
You're so kind. You are so lucky you are not born during the war, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah, Richard was telling me about his parents who'd grown up in it. And it's,
Yeah, but very scary. Whoa. Oh, that is a second floor.
yeah, so this is the second gun deck.
Wow.
So Henry had 3 levels with cannons on each to defend on either side. And these were all replica cannons because obviously the original hadn't survived. There are, if you look out of this window, those green artillery armaments.
Oh, yes, yes.
Those are 20th century original cannons, and they were used in the war. And they're still fired, but they're kind of getting back into it after COVID because they've not been firing them. Use on the cannon. So this you would jam down the end after it's been fired and scrape out
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
anything that's left in there. Then you'd give it a polish with this one, clean it out properly, and then you shove fresh gunpowder back down using this one, and then you load the cannonball in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then you spark it off
Wow.
the top. And yeah, this is the main one really.
Wow.
So you can get a proper view because it was defending the estuary was the main idea for the force.
Bishop.
That's you can really see, especially with the Spanish Armada and the French. If you captured this bit of land, it was a way into England.
Oh.
So Henry was very careful because this is one of the only real estuaries.
This is one of the entries.
Yeah. So you could sail, the Spanish Armada or something. Could sail their ships up here and take Cornwall, and then push into England. And it's one of those places that's quite hard to take back.
Okay.
So Henry was known for increasing the naval capabilities of England, and
So
he
impressive.
built them all along the south coast, over the English Channel. If you go up those stairs now, you can get up to the top of the castle,
Okay.
and then you can come back down and you'll end up in the captain's quarters at the end, and you can carry on having a look around. But there's a spectacular view at the top.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh my God. Wow. Henry. Kaka is Henry.
You can go up more. Up more than small. We can go up there. Small.
Okay.
So you can see.
So, to go up na. Take it. So ito po yung taas. Taas ng castle. Ito po. Ito po yung sa taas. Parang pinaka rooftop. So ang makikita natin ito during the war, iyan po. Ayan, puro mga ano ba yun? How do you call that? Ayan, yung totoong ano na nagfa-function pa hanggang ngayon. The original one. Tapos sa isang butas, kasi iba't iba yung view dito eh. Ayan, binabantayan nila itong scene na to kasi during the war, maraming umaangkin dito sa England. Saka dito sa Cornwall, gusto nilang pasukin to noon yung Spanish, German at saka French. Ayun, ano ba yun? Spanish o French, iisa lang yata yun eh. Ang mga karingkal.
This one, the one that says
Ayan.
tongue in there.
May pupuntahan po tayo mamaya. Yun po yung pinaka-underground nila. Babawat po tayo mamaya. Saka ito pa. Ayan yung makikita naman dito.
That's
Yun.
a true.
Ayun. How do you say? Lalabas po tayo doon.
Sa kakaisang butas. Ayan po, ang makikita. Ayan. Yun po yung isang castle na sinasabi nila. Was the another castle that Henry built?
That corner.
Ayun, sa isa. Makikita natin. Kasi dalawa yung castles na binild niya daw para mabantayan ng maigi. Ayan ng maigi. Teka po, may tao. Sorry. Okay. Tayo po, bawa na po tayo. I think you can get in here. Get down. Wait. Oh no. I don't think so. Tayo. Dito na po dito. Meron?
Talagang ginawa nila. Parang may kusutan siguro. Nagtataguan sila dito. Kaya ito. Nakailaw sila dito. Kasi pag close nila itong dalawang pintuan, magkabilaan, siguro wala silang makita mo. Siguro dito din hindi nila tinatago yung mga pamilya o mga children o mga asawa nila. Paglabas po natin sa tanong. Wow! Ayan. Dito po tayo. Tapos ayun, guardian of the history. Ayan. At tinuturing niya na rin. Yun po. Isa na naman doon. Meron dito kaya lang meron namang kaliban. Hindi ko na dito. Hindi ko alam kung ano ito. Parang maraming sabitan. Baka dito sila office. Wow! Safe storage yun. Safe storage pala din nila to. Ayun, baka mga paraphernalia nila. Tapos, iniwan talaga ako dito. Mag-isa lang ako dito. May bahay pati. Tapos, ang itsura ko dito. Oh, no, we can get in here. Tignan ko nga, papasok po tayo dito. Pero akong nakita eh. Parang malaking ano. malaking dito. Tingnan po natin. Yun. Ayun. Sa side by side. Napakalaki naman. Tanaw na tanaw mo yung ano. Yung si... Ano nakita na to? Ano? Kahit hindi ako pwedeng ano. No, parang replica na din yata yung mga ito. Hindi yung tunay. Pero ayun po yung isla niya sa tayo naman po sa kapila. Pero akit din tayo para sa natin. Ayan. Pumipigil na natin. Ayan, parehas din. Yung history niya, parehas din. The Gunners, yan po naman siya. Kaya i-operate niya. Ito noon. Ano po, in 1940. Ano po sabi? England, South. Wala na tayo. Punta tayo sa ito, sa katabi niya. Meron din. Meron din siyang ano. Working mo. Ayan po siya. Is a private property.
I-off ko muna to.